I'm still here after more than 5.5 years of being given a terminal diagnosis. I've always been very much aware of the beauty in the natural world and just a happy person. I went to school for photography. I actually went into ophthalmic photography. So I was working in a hospital setting as a technician and ophthalmic photographer. I have a very positive outlook on life. I really didn't have anything out of the ordinary. I was tired, but I was commuting into Boston to work, and I had two teenage kids, and any kind of fatigue, I just, chalked it up to just my lifestyle. Being diagnosed was completely by accident. I'd been in a car accident, and that revealed a spot on the lung, but we actually didn't find out about that until 10 months later. I went to my primary care for what I thought was a sinus infection. I was sent to get more scans, which then showed that I had this big mass in my lung. Just absolute shock. Like, how can it be lung cancer? We're a very fit family, very healthy. We have a home gym. I was running 5Ks all the time, always very active, ate healthy. So I thought, oh, I don't have to worry about lung cancer. You do your screening for the other cancer guidelines, and it wasn't on my radar that that I would ever be diagnosed with lung cancer. There were, in the beginning, a few months of really just being devastated, just being blindsided. Biomarker testing that was done revealed that I have an EGFR genomic mutation, which allows me to take a targeted medication every day. I'm lucky to be on a targeted medication, but there's side effects all the time that come and go. I don't look sick, but it's still affecting me. I think I dealt with COVID better. Part of me was like, well, I'm miserable. My whole, this has turned our lives upside down. But then I was like, you know what? Everybody's lives are upside down right now because COVID was happening. And I feel like, you know, everyone was sort of experiencing the same thing. It took a while to find the lung cancer community, and that really helped once I found the lung cancer community and saw that I'm not alone, and we're able to have that support with one another without even having to say anything. You just know that these people know what you're dealing with and what you're going through. To be able to find the longevity organization, the go-to foundation for lung cancer, the Lung Cancer Research Foundation, a really wonderful local organization, Lung Strong, that directly raises funds for Mass General, the local hospital in Dana-Farber. I became a phone buddy with a couple of the go-to organization and then the Cancer Hope Network. And that's been very fulfilling for me, just to have that connection with somebody else who's dealing with the same side effects, same terminal prognosis, and all that goes with that. And I met the amazing woman who ran Lung Strong, and she was like a mentor to me. She unfortunately passed away. She was a true inspiration. The hard part is to lose friends in the community, which I have lost so many. They're with me in my heart. It's a hard thing because you lose people all the time, and it's devastating. And then to still be here, it really helped me to make my scrapbook. I write little notes to myself, and I have articles of other lung cancer survivors, and things that have helped me. So, uh, I also like to keep record of the different events that I've done and um, the different people that I've met. I just think it's important to celebrate like survivorship and celebrate each other, celebrate our lung cancer community. I think that's important. To me, everybody's story is important and every person, you know, I just I think it's important to remember everyone, and so this is like my way of honoring the people in my community. Having been in this space for over 5 years now, I want everybody to be tested. And I really think that guidelines need to change and that there are amazing people working on that. ALCSI, the American Lung Cancer Screening Initiative, they're working hard on that. I feel like everybody should be screened just like we do the colonoscopies or mammograms. I feel that a low dose CT scan starting at 35, if people are having symptoms, I hope that interviews like this and what the YouTube patient story page, that people will advocate for themselves and be able to go to their doctors, and even if they have to pay out of pocket, insist on if they're having, certain symptoms. The Go-To Foundation teamed up with the Bonnie Adario Foundation to do the epidemiology of young lung cancer. And so I took part in that, which was questionnaires and blood samples, and to be part of, finding out why it is happening. My local hospital had an in-house clinical trial where I did radiation SBRT to my main tumor after 6 months of being on my targeted medication. I am thankful to everyone who's been in a clinical trial because they're the ones who are giving us hope. And I know a woman whose husband was one of the first to be in a trial for the drug that I'm on. Because of the clinical trials and the research being done, it's a lot of hope for us right now, and we need it to keep going. I've met with our senators here in Massachusetts to tell my story and to let them know that it's important that we keep funding. There's so many younger people being diagnosed with lung cancer under the age of 50, and predominantly women. It's just wild. You don't equate lung cancer with young, healthy, otherwise healthy people. People have it in their heads that smoking is equal to lung cancer. They don't realize that your lungs are an organ like any, skin is an organ. You can get cancer anywhere. Nobody deserves lung cancer. Nobody deserves any cancer, whether you smoked or didn't smoke. We're all in the same community and we all support each other. I don't get upset by it. I feel like it's a time to just educate. I've gone out with fellow lung cancer survivors. We went out and we just started talking to people like on the street. We're like, hey, I have lung cancer. Do I look like somebody who would have lung cancer? And we start the conversations. My shirt, which says, got lungs, then you can get lung cancer, is from, and the white ribbons in the background is the White Ribbon Project, which is an amazing organization. It can take these white ribbons when we go out, people will say, oh, what's that big white ribbon? And we get to say, anyone with lungs can get lung cancer. My reason is to keep going for them, but they're my biggest worry in all this. You worry because you don't want them to worry. My son was able to go on Google and look up the statistics and to see that the outlook isn't good, that the 5-year survival rate is dismal. I didn't even expect to be here. So that's amazing. I am so grateful. And so to instill that in my kids and my husband, it's really helped him too. Now he's like, we're grateful for the time that we've had. It's amazing that research has really taken off in the lung cancer space in the last 10 years especially, and we've come so far. It's really exciting, and it's amazing I get to be on this targeted medication. Being here at 5 years, I'm different than I was just 2 years into my journey. Somebody once told me to focus on the first step and not the whole staircase, just to stay in the present moment. There's a community out there, and I think that that is our biggest strength, is to be able to come together, to be together, and to give each other hope and support that only we can give each other, that, who are walking this same road. But that there definitely is a lot of hope right now.
If you were moved by this story, we think you'll also enjoy this one, which we've queued up for you right here on your screen. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the patient story right here so that you can be notified about all of our recent uploads. Thank you for watching. You are not alone.